Hello, team. Welcome to another weekly sales meeting. We got some big news to discuss this week. But before I get started, I just want to say, obviously, today's Fed decision day. This is a great day to get people that are on the fence off the fence. You know, we know where rates are going. This has been a big uptick north over the last week and a half. The rate changes from what somebody was quoted 2-3 weeks ago is really substantial. So, you know, if you got a consumer that said they went with somebody else or they're going with somebody else, like now's the time to have a conversation with them. Did they get locked in? Are they still floating? Like, what's that situation look like? And then anybody that's, you know, thinking about making a decision, you got to push them over the edge on a day like this, because with how fast rates are moving, things can get really out of control. But I'm gonna get started with our big partnership announcement this week. This is a big one. We announced a partnership earlier today with TransUnion. We are the only mortgage company in the entire country that is doing a partnership with TransUnion that is consumer-facing, focused on education. So, you know, how's this partnership work and why is it important to us here at UMortgage? So first of all, TransUnion has 200 million consumers in their as customers. So that's a big deal. This is one of the 3 biggest credit bureaus in the entire country. So, you know, number one, how did this partnership happen? So this partnership stems from long-standing relationship with the CEO, the president of FinLocker, Brian View. We've been developing a relationship with him for quite some time. They are partly owned. TransUnion has acquired a large stake in FinLocker for the purpose of deploying their USafe application to consumers to help bring education to consumers at an earlier stage in their life cycle. Exactly our mission, you know, being able to educate a consumer, make sure they understand the impacts of the decisions that they make early in life, and how to budget and how to build their credit and all these different things. So a lot of alignment here on what our vision is for the partnership with FinLocker and TransUnion. But really the deal came together here just over the last month. As we started talking about Financial Literacy Week, we start to have conversations with their leadership team, and they believe in the mission. They think it's very important that consumers are getting this educational material at this high quality level. So this is a start of a partnership. This is something that's exclusive to UMortgage. It's something that we're going to be doing a lot of promotion today. You're going to see the marketing team is going to be putting assets out there for us to share on social media. We're asking for everybody to engage in these posts, share the post, and use this as, you know, your brand. This is a big announcement for you as the loan originator here at our company, bringing this to your community, showing like 200 million consumers, one of the biggest companies in the country, one of the most impactful companies in the country, just partnered with our company exclusively for the purpose of driving financial literacy. So this is an exciting announcement. We should all be excited about it, but this is part of the long-term focus here. You know, transactions, very important. Like, we want to close deals every single month. Long term, how do you build your brand? How do you put yourself in a position where we're getting our loan originators, but also our financial literacy in front of more consumers? It's not just about winning market share, it's about growing the overall market. So this is a big partnership announcement. There's more to come, but this is also, you know, from a standpoint of our company brand recognition, this is the single biggest thing we've done to date to put ourselves on a national stage. So big win there. Number 2, I want to talk through what I'm considering our number one and only non-negotiable as a company. And this is really something that, you know, our entire team has been focused on, laser focused on here over the last couple of weeks. A big shout out to Melanie Lynch and the recruiting team, putting in an amazing effort to help bring on more processors here, high quality processors here over the last couple of weeks. And we're going to continue to put in that effort. But the non-negotiable is our client experience is everything. As a mortgage company, we're selling a commodity. You know, you can do it cheaper, faster, better, you know, all these different things. You have great technology, you have great marketing, you can have a great loan officer, but at the end of the day, if you can't close loans on time, if you can't do a great job for that client as far as their customer experience, it doesn't matter. You have to close loans on time. You have to do a great job every time. This is our brand. This is how we, you know, a customer that creates a new customer, a customer that goes through our process and has a bad experience and doesn't close on time does not create a new customer for us, okay? So a customer that has a great experience, that is well communicated to, that closes on time, that before we ask them, before they have to ask a question, we're delivering that information to them. I mean, I think about it like, you know, when you go to a restaurant, if you're sitting there trying to track down the waiter or waitress, like, what kind of client experience is that? Versus, hey, every single, you know, the French fries came, the ketchup was there, and the minute that I turn around because my soda was filled, they've had another one. Like, that's the experience the client wants. They don't want to have to ask. They don't want to have to wave you down. They don't want to have to chase anybody. They just want it ready on demand. Minimum client efforts the game. So we are laser focused on this. It is a non-negotiable. At the end of the day, the client experience cannot sacrifice. We've got a great operations team. We've brought on some great leaders, and we're focused on this. Technology, communication, training. Everybody in the organization is focused on delivering a great client experience. You don't get to do the fun stuff. You don't get to do the events and the financial literacy and all these other things that we're focused on, business development, partnership playbook. You don't get to do those things if you can't close loans. Closing loans quickly and delivering a great client experience is the most important thing that we can do as a company. So that's our focus. We're going to be unbelievable at that. And if we're unbelievable at that, we're going to have customers that create new customers and loan officers that can focus on growing their business. So number 3 thing here, this week, some things have come up, people, talking a little bit, obviously rates are tight. And anytime rates get tight, people start, looking at what are they doing over there? How are they doing it? I can tell you one thing for sure is this morning, 3:15 a.m., I received a voice memo from Matt Ishbia. 3:15 a.m., I received a voice memo from Matt Ishbia. He's at his desk at work, okay? You don't become the best. You don't become number one by just going through the motions. You become the best by putting in the work. This is a guy, he's a billionaire. He's literally a billionaire. And he's sitting there at 3:15 obsessing over, hey, I see, you haven't sent so many loans in. Where are you sending your loans? What's going on? What can we do better? Like at 3:15 a.m., that's what's happening, okay? He cares. He's focused. Same thing with us here. We're focused on winning. We're not just trying to be great at one thing. We need to be great at our client experience. We know that. But we're trying to be great at business development. We're having meetings talking about building our coaching platform for loan originators. We want to be best in class at coaching. We're talking about building out our technology, building a custom application for our loan officers. We want to be best in class and innovate in those areas. You heard about the TransUnion partnership. Like that doesn't just happen. You got to work for it. You got to earn it, and you got to be relentless. Being number one or being the best or just getting better every day requires that day in, day out consistency. So, when somebody comes to me and they're struggling with, production, they're struggling with getting the outcomes they're looking to get. First thing I ask, what's your day-to-day look like? How consistent is that day-to-day? What are your habits? How many calls are you doing? When was the last time you went to open houses? Like, it's a process of consistently doing the same thing over and over again, staying in front of clients, staying in front of real estate agents, building relationships that leads to consistent relationship development and you growing your business. But if you're not doing that, if you're just simply maintaining, that's not going to work. You're not going to grow. You're going to go backwards. So focus here is we're going to relentlessly stay on top of doing the things we know that we need to do, which is stay in front of our clients, be top of mind, grow relationships by adding value and being a value leader in our market. So I'm going to hand it off and I'll be back soon.
Hey guys, Sean Hammond here. Want to talk about getting better every day. We're talking about lock volume. Obviously, interest rates are on the rise, and this is going to affect volume coming in. We're about 52% of our goal right now. What we need to do right now is focus on the activities that are going to drive the lock volume later on. So one of the things when we talk about that is like, how are we going to interact with referral partners? It's not about asking for the loan. It's about seeing how you can partner with them, what you can do to make their activities be productive, which in turn makes our activities be productive. And in the long run, we're going to get more loans. We're going to get more locks. So it's about really quantifying the activities today that are going to pay dividends down the road. So right now, you're going to want to look at your pre-qualifications. How many times are you reaching out to your clients? How many times are you touching base with them so they are continually committed to you and they get the same confirmation that you're committed to them? So when we talk about that, we're going to talk about how do we grow our business. Right now, it's all about contacts. We want to contact out to more and more people that are building relationships, whether that be builders, whether it be a little bit alternative as far as for contacts. Are you reaching out to attorneys? Right now, divorces are one of the biggest things that you can look at in this market. There is something that creates an opportunity. That is potentially somebody that needs to refinance to maybe buy somebody's equity out of the property or re-justify how they're financing their obligations. But that may also potentially create and look at a new buyer. So somebody else that's looking to enter the market. So really in this type of market, we need to pivot. We need to maximize all of the conversations we're having with people, make those conversations valuable. It's not about you, it's about them. It's about what you can do to better their situation, potentially consolidate debt, help with the home refinance, whatever the scenario. But listen to your clients and make sure you're having a valuable conversation with them every day.
What is going on, team? I am excited to be back here again, and I'm honored to be talking about experience being everything. I think I have an idea why I was picked for this topic. That is the main reason I am here. Is I was struggling in the past with experience. I think I touched on it at the last meeting that I actually lost one agent. I'm working on getting him back because of the middle part of the loan process and what their experience was with the client. And the client went back and actually complained to the agent. I found out after the fact, he was busy. He got tired of dealing with that and found a new partner. Like I said, now I'm working on getting it back. I can't say, talking about experience is everything. The very first loan I put into process here, I did get a text message from the client saying how amazing the team was on the back end. And so that's amazing. And we're here to talk about our goals. And I know we're already over the NPS score. And I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I didn't know what the heck that was until I actually came to Philadelphia and met with Anthony and everybody on the team to figure out what the NPS score was, and shocked of how low it actually is in our industry. And the fact that we're over 90 is amazing. I think there's even room for improvement. But when we're in this tight purchase market, yes, rate does matter, but it's not the only thing that matters. Speed definitely matters, because I'll field calls every day of how quickly can we close, how quickly can we close. Doesn't always apply to every transaction. You might have someone that's building a new house, they might need it longer. But speed, communication, and the overall experience is what matters. Rate, it's a close second, but it's always experience. And that's why we got to work hard on keeping that NPS score up. Talking about milestones, I'm still building out a team. I was not able to bring some of my support staff over yet, working on that, working on interviewing a couple of new people here. But communication, key. We have all in to send updates. I'm already getting feedback on the agents and clients that they like that. I think we need to go above and beyond in this market of actually calling the agents, whether it's every time there's a milestone met or just doing a weekly update. I know a lot of people in my market, especially movement mortgage, that's their bread and butter of how they win relationships, if you want to say, because they sure as heck aren't winning it on price. It's all about service communication. And what can we do? Do the same, better, and we're going to be better priced, which helps out the consumer at the end of the day. So that's a big thing. Make sure also you're communicating with your clients up front about everything related in the process. The big thing is appraisals right now. Appraisal contingencies are people actually going in with addendums saying they'll bridge the gap. Client needs to understand that. Sometimes it doesn't always communicate through, text, email. Ask your client which way they prefer to communicate. Some people prefer only text or email. Some people can only do that because of their job. But when you're talking about appraisals, it's always good to have a quick phone call, because the client may not understand, like, if I'm buying a house for $100,000, which we sure as heck know isn't happening, if it only appraises for 90, how can I do this? Do I have to put 20% down on 90? Go over the different options so that they understand that. And then make sure that they always are communicating with the buyer's agent on it as well. So if an appraisal comes in short, make sure that you explain your options. One, we can dispute it. Give me some comps. Review the report with the agent. Is there any discrepancies? Did they miss anything on it? Send the dispute up. If that doesn't work, you can present different options on lending. And they can always go back to the sellers. I know this is a seller market, and it's not always going to be in their best interest to negotiate. Never hurts to ask. Worst thing they can tell you is no. So what I'm asking you guys to do, call to action wise, is tell me your experiences. Tell the team your experiences in your market, because it can vary from market to market. And how can we get better? Like I said, this is night and day from what I was used to on the amount of communications, the way our processing team interacts, the way our LOA team interacts, the way that we interact. it's second to none. That's going to be the difference maker in the market. But like I said, there's always room for improvement. So let us know how we can improve. Thanks for having me on again, guys. I'm looking to dominate the rest of the year. We're going to keep growing. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Have a great one.
Good morning, UMortgage. I'm so excited to be here in this week's sales meeting. For those of you that I haven't had the pleasure to meet yet, I'm Nancy Peterson, head of technology here. I recently joined early February and can't believe it's been 30 days. I came over to UMortgage for the opportunity to, one, work with high-producing loan originators who have mastered their craft, two, an amazing team that's backing and supporting our loan originators and customers. The culture here is next level. Everyone's looking for wins every day and supporting each other. And three, the technology and where we're going to be able to take it in just the next couple of months, the next year. It's going to be amazing. There's an amazing tech team behind the scenes that's killing it and supporting everyone along the way. My career in the mortgage space, I've worked with many technology teams to really build out and improve upon digital experiences, not focus only on the consumer experience, but also for our loan originators and operations. I can't help but find opportunities to simplify the mortgage experience. Experience is everything, especially for the homeowner and the home buyer. They will always remember this big purchase or this big refinance. So I really want to talk about our Own the Moment goal today. We've received tons of suggestions and already have many of them underway. Our goal is to reduce costs where we can and find opportunities to improve our process. I have very important call to action for you all. Help me provide the best experience for you and the customers. Send me 1 to 2 feedback, good or bad, any pain points or opportunities where you think we can improve as a team. This can be related to our process, our technology. I really want you to own the moment and shoot me an email at itfeedback@umortgage.com. Well, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for having me. Until next time, see you soon.
Hey, it's Adam West with the Mountain West branch coming to you from Utah. Excited to be here for the first time. Talking about relationships, not transactions. Our goal is a 25% increase of referrals quarter over quarter. This past weekend, I just had my first client appreciation event. Shout out to Mr. Kyle Kohler for giving me the idea of setting this up. I rented out the Batman. For those that don't know this, Adam West was the original actor in the OG Batman back in the 60s. The one with like the pow and the bang. So very fun. It's always been a big thing for me to like Batman. It's always been a big part of like who I am. People say, oh, Adam West, Batman. It's a joke. So decided to do this client appreciation event for friends, family, just my whole sphere of influence got the invite plus my entire book of biz. It was great. I already four semi-hot leads came from this. The idea was just to get everyone in and like have a good time and appreciate my clients that have given their time to me to allow them to help get them into a home. So it was really cool. We filled a 215 person theater. Like I said, a couple pretty good leads came from it. One dude even said he has a nephew that is a realtor and he'd like to connect the two of us. A new realtor, about 6 months in the business. So pretty good. Loved meeting my clients for the first time. A lot of them I had never met before, just because we closed during COVID or wasn't able to make it to a closing or whatever. So just texts and phone calls gets you so far, but then putting a name to a face, shaking a hand. It was really cool. Very happy I did it. It was kind of expensive. It was like $5,000 to get the whole thing going, but it was a great turnout. I think my clients really appreciated it, and that's a big part of the whole relationships over transactions piece of this. For me, I've always had a pretty strong sphere of influence. I didn't really know that until I got into loans. So once I jumped into loans and started branding myself as a loan guy, I had a lot of luck in business from just people trusting me and knowing that I'm a good dude and can get stuff done, from friends and family, and that's evolved into referrals. So friendships are always first. How do I want to be treated? I think about that a lot. Do I want someone to respond quickly? Do I want a phone call after hours? Whatever. Like I I always try to keep friends at the top of my mind when I'm dealing with clients. And I think people can feel that. Like you can be very robotic sometimes, and that's a huge turnoff to people. Another thing I do with customer acquisition and retention is the minute I pre-approve someone or talk to someone for the first time, if I can, I try to find them on social media and add them as a friend. And if they're on there and if they post stuff about their family or their life or whatever, it's just another piece that you can know about them without them telling you. But then you can always pepper that into conversations. Oh, hey, I saw you went to southern Utah this week, and that looked pretty cool. You escaped the snow and had a good time. Stuff like that, right? Just little pieces that you can talk to people, and it makes it so much better for them on the client side. Yeah, I like to get to know people on a personal level. You know a lot about their finances. You know a lot about what makes them click, but really, what do they like to do? Where do they vacation? How big is their family? What are their kids like? Stuff like that. That can go a long way in putting relationships first. I don't have the biggest following on social media. I think I have like 800 followers and probably 200 of those are bots. But I get pretty good engagement. I don't know if any of you follow me. If you don't, do it. It's just Adam D. West on Instagram. That's usually where I post stuff, then it filters into Facebook. But I try to just post dumb stuff, just like a lot of controversial polls on the stories and stuff. People like that. One example I give is I talk about LaCroix, like sparkling water. People absolutely hate it. I think it's delicious. I post stuff like that, give a little poll, have people vote. And then I always, and keep this in mind if you are on social media and if you're posting things, if people are commenting on your, either like a straight comment or a DM or give a vote on a poll, answer back. Give them something to know that like you saw their response, even if they just give a ha-ha, laugh with them or, heart the message and just show them that you're real and that you appreciate that they've commented on your stuff. And I'm not a social media wizard, but I think that's going to boost your engagement. And I think that really helps just keep you top of mind, and it boosts you up for future posts. Also, if every single one of your posts is about loans and real estate, that's cool. Like that might be you. Like you might be the guru of loans and that's all you do is work. I think that's boring. Show that you have a real life and show that you have a family and friends and you're skiing and you're having a good time outside of work. Again, that resonates very, very strongly with a lot of people. So call to action, like what do you do? Number one, keep posting on social media. I'm not perfect, but I try. This client appreciation event that I did was actually pretty good because it forced me to invite people, and I texted almost my entire book of business, sent out blasted emails. It was really good. Find something that might force you to do more posts if you're lacking in posts, and look at our partnership playbook. Hold yourself accountable to how much you're posting. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Call your old clients, text them. Again, I would hope that you have a friendship with them. And if you don't, try to make one. Even if they're a past client from a year or two ago, hit them up. See how they like the house. See how they feel about moving into that part of town that they had never lived in before. Stuff like that goes a long way. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I know it's been a big part of my business is just being real and not a robot. And I think that's the main takeaway here. Be real, love your clients, treat them like your friend, they're your friends or family, and you will get more referrals from them and you will close more business.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you, team. We got 3 things before we wrap up. Number 1, weekend warrior. This is a fact. In this market, the loan originators that win the weekend are going to be the loan originators that win the market. Like that is unequivocally the fact. Real estate agents are working on the weekend. Real estate agents are showing houses on the weekend. Consumers buy on the weekend. That's where we have to win. There's no ifs, ands about it. We had a lot of people last weekend in our Loan Originator group chat going back and forth over Saturday, doing what they had to do to pre-approve, stay on top of their customers and do their thing. Kyle Kohler is going to be sharing with us some of the things he does on Saturday. He likes to share with all of his LOs, and I love the idea of him just kind of having that accountability to show his team, hey, listen, I'm working on the weekend. I'm doing pre-approvals. I'm staying top of mind. Last weekend, we launched our Weekend Warrior campaign. Corey, the whole entire marketing team's been working on this email that goes out to our real estate agents from the Loan Originator that they work with or have worked with in the past, saying, hey, I'm working all weekend. The headline of the subject matter of the email says Weekend Warrior. I'm working all weekend. If you have any clients that need a pre-approval, that need to get qualified, click this link, which opens another email to connect the client with you. So that's an extremely effective campaign that we're going to be running moving forward, but we're also going to expand on it. We're going to make sure that, we marry that with social posts that are following up on that. So we're staying top of mind. We're going to make sure that we add in slide dial and text messaging to do the same things. Like, these are the things that are going to help us win the weekend. Working the weekend, important. Staying top of mind, making sure every single real estate agent on both sides of the transaction that you've worked with for the last 2 years or however long of a period of time, like, they need to know this is your brand. I work the weekends. I'm here for you. Believe me when I tell you, real estate agents, it's tough to win deals. You heard Matt Gauger last week. It's tough to be an agent right now. It's hard to win deals. So if they call their mortgage guy or the mortgage guy they've been working with and they don't pick up, believe me, they're going to the next person. They're not going to sit there and wait. They got to get a deal done. Like, it's important to them. So winning the weekends is key. This Weekend Warrior campaign is going to be something that we continue to iterate on and make sure we get better. Any ideas around how we can make it better, any ideas on how we can increase the visibility, please share them. We need those ideas to help making it get better continuously. Number 2, winners execute. And this is, I had a post on it earlier this week. The amount of people that spend so much time, whiteboard sessions and conversations and doing all this different stuff, but without actually getting into the mud and just doing it. Just do it. Just execute. Go reach out to that realtor. Go send an email to the person that you've been trying to build a relationship with to say, hey, can we schedule time for lunch? Like, just do it. The worst case scenario is better than not doing it at all, because you are already in a position where you're going to fail. If you don't ask, if you don't set up that call, if you don't make that social media post, you have 0% chance of a positive outcome. At least if you make the attempt, you have a percentage chance of getting that relationship, getting another client. So winners execute. For every Elon Musk, there's 50 million people with this brilliant idea that just don't execute on it, just don't put a business plan together, don't take the actions to actually carry it out. Then there's Elon Musk. There's people that actually execute time and time again. He's had multiple businesses going into space, like crazy idea, right? Except he executed on it. Like, building tunnels underneath the ground, like executing on these things, like execute. That's the name of the game. Don't be the person watching everybody else execute, knowing you have the idea, but you don't have what it takes to actually just hit send or hit post or make that phone call. Like, you got to overcome that fear. You got to overcome that obstacle. It's important, because not only is it important for you to accomplish this, to be able to grow your business, but it's important for you to just overcome that confidence issue. Like, you got to do it. Like, you have what it takes. You're the expert. We can do it together. We got the team behind you. Just understand, when you make that call, when you have that, thing that you're trying to overcome, we got an entire team that's got your back. We'll support you. Matt Gauger says it all the time. We got your back. Believe me, it sucks to fail, but it sucks less to fail when you have a great team that's supporting you, cheering you on, and knowing you're going through something and helping you get through it. So we're going to do that together as a team. Winners execute. We're going to execute. Last thing here, UMortgage Madness. Just want to make sure, like, we're not competing against each other. We compete against our local LOs in our market. This is about fun. Now, we all want to win. Obviously, this is the nature of any type of contest, but it's friendly competition. So, I had some people, message me on the side, well, I don't like having this pressure, blah, blah. I get it. But, turn it into a positive. Think about this and just say, hey, listen, I'm rooting for Jimmy. I'm rooting for Kyle. Like, it's a friendly competition. We want to keep it positive, but we also want to have a mindset. Like, competing to win is just the nature of the business. What we do in here is friendly. What we do out there is for how we feed our families and how we put food on the table. So, engage, be part of it. Like, this is what brings our team together. We're all over the country, but we have the feeling of a team that's all in one office, and that's special. So do your part, be part of it. We're going to be rooting you on. Looking forward to having a great rest of the month. Have a great day, and thank you for being on Sales Meeting.